We're going to talk about Windows Sandbox, a powerful but underused tool built right into Windows 10 and 11 Pro and Enterprise editions. If you've ever worried about installing suspicious software or clicking risky links, this tool might be exactly what you need. Let's explore what it is, how it works, and why it's useful. I'm Huey Poplock. No, not this type of sandbox. This is what I'll be talking about. Windows Sandbox is essentially a temporary, disposable virtual Windows environment. Think of it as a clean, fresh copy of Windows that runs inside your main system. Anything you do in this environment, install programs, test settings, gets erased as soon as you close it. There's no need to worry about damaging your actual system. The main reason to use Windows Sandbox is safety. It's perfect for testing software or visiting websites you're unsure about. It's also great for experimenting with system configuration or troubleshooting problems because you start with a clean slate each time. It's like having a disposable lab for Windows. Windows Sandbox doesn't leave any trace behind on your main system. It resets every time. It uses very little memory and storage, and you don't need to install any extra software to run it. It's built right into Windows, making it fast, secure, and efficient. To use Windows Sandbox, you need Windows 10 or 11 Pro or Enterprise editions. Your computer must support hardware virtualization, usually enabled in the BIOS. It's best to have at least 4 gigabytes of RAM and 5 gigabytes of free disk space, although more is always better for performance. Enabling Sandbox is easy. Just go to the control panel, Programs and Features, turn Windows Features on or off, then check the box for Windows Sandbox and restart your computer. That's it. You're ready to go. I'm going to show you that in the demo. Once it's enabled, just type Windows Sandbox into the Start menu and launch it like any other app. It'll open a window that looks like a brand new installation of Windows. Whatever you do, inside stays there. It won't affect your main computer at all. Live demo time. Let's take a look. Now that we've seen how to launch Windows Sandbox, let's do a live demonstration. I'll open Windows Sandbox on my system and show you how it launches into a clean Windows environment. I'll demonstrate dragging a file into the Sandbox or opening a program like Notepad and maybe even installing a safe app just to show you how it behaves. Then I'll close the Sandbox window so you can see how everything disappears instantly. Nothing gets saved. This will help you visualize how secure and temporary the Sandbox really is. Let's go ahead and create a Windows Sandbox and see how it works. First, we want to go to Windows and the letter R. Windows R. That will open up this small window. And it's the run command. What you want to type in there is optional features. Optional features. When you click OK, it will bring up the optional features that you can turn on or off, and these are features of Windows. We're going to scroll down, and it will be probably unchecked on your computer, and you're going to want to click and check the Windows Sandbox, and then click OK. Once you do that, it's going to come up and it's going to say you need to restart Windows. And when you restart Windows, it will go through and it'll look like it's installing Windows. Because basically it is a second version of it. So it's going to take a few minutes. Don't get impatient. As long as you don't get an error message, it's still working. It'll go through the percentages up to the point where it's ready. Once you do that, you're going to, in the search box, you're going to type in Sandbox. And at the top, you'll see Windows Sandbox. And you'll click it. It is now installing and running a version of Windows in the background. And it will open an instance of Windows within Windows. Let's move this down a little bit, make it a little bit bigger so you can see more of it. And we have a very clean version of Windows. We come down here to the Start menu, you'll see there's very few things that are installed. So there's not much there. And what we're going to do next is we're going to let's take a picture that I have downloaded, and I'm going to right mouse click and I'm going to tell it to copy it. Then I'm going to come within the Windows Sandbox and we're going to paste it. And it's now here. If we click on it to open it, it's opening up paint pictures, and it's really not much we can do with that. So what we want to do is get an app to be able to do something with it. So I'm going to open this one up, copy it, and then paste. And this is the install file for IrfanView. So we're going to run it. We're going to install the program, same as we would with anything. And we're going to say next. And we're going to say OK. And it's now installed on this version of Windows. So if we open it, it's there. So if we open up our picture again, it's opening it up now in IrfanView. And so there's a lot of things we can do within IrfanView. I'm not going to do a tutorial on how to use IrfanView, but just to give you an idea, you can say this, and we're going to edit, and we're going to crop it. And let's go ahead and save it. And save it in the original folder. Save it. And we're going to save it on the documents. And we're going to go ahead and just save it that way. And close. So now if we open up the Windows folders and we go to Documents, and there it is, we click it and it opens it up in IrfanView. Okay, so we've installed and we're running another copy of Windows that's guarded. There's nothing connected to it except the internet, which we can still go out to the internet. We can go to Huey.net and tell it to accept and take a look at the WinSig, and we can see what items are going to be covered for the July 13th meeting. And close it. Now, this is a sandbox. That means if we close it, it's saying, are you sure you want to close Windows Sandbox? Once Windows Sandbox is closed, all of its content will be discarded and permanently lost. If we say OK, it closes that window. If we open it again, we are back to a very clean and the original Windows install without the files and the things that we did to it. They're gone forever. So it is a sandbox, a temporary version of Windows that you can run that's not going to be affected by anything else on your computer. You can transfer files from your main system into the sandbox by dragging and dropping, copy, paste, or using the clipboard for small items like text. This allows controlled testing of files, but remember, nothing from the sandbox gets saved when you close it. Advanced users can create custom configurations using XML files. This lets you set things like whether the sandbox can access the internet, run certain commands at startup, or have access to specific files. It's a powerful way to simulate very specific environments. Sandbox is designed for maximum isolation. Once you close the window, everything disappears. Malware, bad configurations, you name it. This makes it a perfect tool for cybersecurity training or testing risky download safety. There are a few limitations to know. It's only available on certain Windows editions, and some graphics-heavy or complex software might not run well inside it. Also, it doesn't save your session. Everything resets when it closes. This tool is incredibly useful for tasks like malware analysis, checking software compatibility, trying out new apps, or doing cybersecurity research. If you ever wanted a safe place to test something, this is it. Sandbox runs very efficiently using shared system resources via Windows Hypervisor. Still, for the best results, 8 gigabytes of RAM or more is recommended, and your CPU should support virtualization. It's designed to be fast even on modest systems. By default, Windows Sandbox uses a NAT, Network Address Translation connection, keeping it isolated from your local network. You can configure network access if needed, but the default helps protect your main system and files from anything unsafe. Most typical Windows apps will run just fine in the Sandbox. However, heavy-duty or graphics-intensive applications may not work perfectly due to a limited hardware access. It's best used for general productivity and utility apps. To make the most of Windows Sandbox, keep your Windows system up to date, enable virtualization in BIOS, and make sure you have enough memory. It also is wise to close other apps when running Sandbox to avoid slowing down your system. Windows Sandbox is great for learning. IT students, developers, and hobbyists can all benefit from having a safe, clean environment to explore Windows, test commands, try admin tasks, and more without any lasting consequences. Microsoft is continuing to improve Sandbox, especially as cybersecurity threats grow. We may see more features and better integration in the future. As attacks become more sophisticated, secure environments like this will be essential for safe computing. To wrap up, if you're a developer, a tech professional, a student, or just a cautious user, Windows Sandbox is a powerful, free tool that gives you a low-risk way to test software. Explore Windows and stay safe. If you haven't tried it, I highly recommend giving it a spin. Stay safe online with Windows Sandbox. I'm Huey Poplock.